What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. Today some more FUT Champs games, some packs and some upgrades and stuff and things, and more importantly some comments. So the game right now is in disarray. It's in a, by the way, I usually record a lot later, so I don't have the blinds yet on this window, which is why the lighting is terrible, but blame Tobias really. The game is, every year we get to a point, usually around February or March for a few months, where the game is dead and where content creators hate it and where viewers stop playing it and move on to other games, such as this year Apex, last year Fortnite, the year before, I don't know, Tetris, whatever was available at the time. And yeah, PUBG the year before, and this year it's the same. And with that, all the discussion points are constantly about what EA could do to improve it, what's gone wrong, and why people aren't playing the game. And it is a bit sad because it always, and again, the flow just always works like this. The flow seems to be the first few months of Road to Glory is just all positive, all great things, building up a six squad, playing as much FIFA as we possibly can. It then gets really negative and we talk about all the issues and all the problems in the game, and we're playing the bare minimum FIFA to get the rewards that are, you know, reasonably required. And then towards Team of the Season it picks back up again and the game's great again, so many players to use, they're all cheap and affordable and lots of cool promos, lots of great stuff in packs, and it's great again. And then like the final 6 weeks of FIFA, it just dips again to being negative because Team of the Season's over, the game's dead, new games coming out, what's the point of playing? EA aren't even putting any time or resources into the game, and it follows this flow every year, no matter what. And so the comments again from today's video is a lot about this kind of thing, and normally I would like to take comments where we could get good discussion points, and because all of your guys' comments are all about the things going wrong with the game, that's what we're going to be talking about here yet again today. However, the first comment that we've got is from C-Day, and he says, can you do an icon crafting guide for this time around? Realistically, no, because there's no one specific guide, and there's actually quite a lot of avenues that you can use to generate what you need to craft towards an icon, and it's going to change every 2 days depending on what EA release for the League Upgrade SBC packs. But I can give you a basic rundown of the most efficient way to do it right here, right now. And with that in mind, being prepared is always the best thing. So if you haven't currently opened a lot of bronze packs and you don't have many bronze players in your club, the first thing I would suggest for you to do is to spam bronze packs. 100,000 coins, maybe 200,000 coins worth of bronze packs. Sell everything that's sellable, consumables and players, and you will make more than what you spent back over the course of time, and you will be left with hundreds, if not thousands, of bronze players. From this point onwards, you've got two options. The first option is you can turn your bronze players into silver upgrade packs, use those silver players that are valuable for League SBCs in those League SBC teams, and use the ones that don't have League SBCs in gold upgrade packs, and then you've got yourself common gold and bronze players and silver League SBC players. The silver League SBC players are kind of a side point because you can only complete those League SBCs when you've got a full team available, which will take lots of time. You're going to have to do this process like a lot. But what you'll be left with is a whole bunch of common gold cards and a whole bunch of bronze players. And this is like the starting point for you. Alternatively, because that will take a long time. I mean, it's a very arduous, boring process, and I don't think people enjoy it very much, which is why people don't do it very much. But that will take a long time. Just to open 100,000 coins worth of bronze packs and sell those items will take you ages. To then turn those bronzes into silvers and those silvers into golds is going to take you hours as well. So I don't think people want to do that. So the next best thing to do is to open bronze packs, sell your bronzes that are sellable, keep the ones that do not sell, and sell all the consumables and discard all of the crap. The next best thing then is to buy common gold cards. Do not spend more than 400 coins per common gold card. Maybe you already have a whole bunch of common gold cards in your club anyway because of marquee matchups or rewards or squad battles rewards or whatever may be. Even if you have 12, 16, 20, you can start the process again. And you take your bronzes and your golds and you build the 81 to 86 rated packs. Now, generally speaking, these packs are not, they're not spectacular, okay? You're limited with what you can get in terms of 86 rated players. Obviously, you can't get any 87s or higher unless you get a special card that has an 81 to 86 base gold card. So there are a few informs that you can get. And it does seem to be as well that the database base card is the card that EA go off, because I've actually seen people get the new informed Sterling out of an 81 to an 86. And obviously he has an 87 rated base card now, which is outside the threshold of 81 to 86. But because his base gold card was in the database is an 85, I think he's still available in those packs. But those packs will generally cost you nothing other than time, because when you do the bronze pack method, you will make coins. The amount of coins you will make from the bronze pack method, you can mitigate towards the cost of purchasing the common gold cards, and then the other 7 bronzes come at a price of nothing other than opportunity cost, due to the fact that you got them whilst making profit from selling other bronze items. So each one that you get is effectively free other than time spent, unless you don't do a stupid amount of bronze packs and don't make the coins required to get those common gold cards, and instead you just do the bare minimum bronze packs to get the bronzes available to build those packs. If that's the case, spending 400 coins per card as a maximum will limit your output to 1,600 coins. So 1,600 coins per 81 to 86 pack isn't too bad, because first and foremost, you're going to get yourself a rare gold player, which has a value, in SBCs of 700 to 800 coins. So at worst, it's going to have cost you about 800 coins per pack if you get the worst possible player to get a player. After that, if you get an 83, you've made your money back on that pack. If you get an 84, 85, or 86, you have made huge profits. Somebody in my stream had said to me, if you built 50 players, 50 packs, 50 81 to 86 rated packs, let's say at 1,600 coins, you're spending somewhere around 80,000 coins on those packs. From those 50 packs, all you would need to do is hit a handful of 84 pluses, and you'd pretty much make all of your money back with all of the other, let's say you hit 5 84 pluses. That's now 45 shiny gold cards that you've got aside from that at a cost of about 800 coins a piece, which is going to be a huge amount of that back. And then the 584 pluses are coming in at 10,000 coins or more, so that's another 50,000 coins worth of players back. So you've made, you're not necessarily in profit, but you've got these players for cheaper than what it would have cost you if you had just purchased a player. And that's if you get 5 84 pluses out of 50 packs. If you got 8 or 10 or 12, or if you hit a walkout or an inform, you could potentially save tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of coins off the 81 to 86s. And then you use those 81s to 86s and you put them in Marcus Rashford SBC, Goretzka SBC, the base icon SBC, or David Luiz SBC, or by the time you're watching this video today, potentially a Champions League or Europa League Moments SBC, or potentially another Flashback SBC. I know we've got those coming this week. So you've got a lot of options, a lot of places to put those cards. Now there's a debate in itself as to what SBCs you should do, and in my opinion, if Marcus Rashford or Goretzka is a genuine upgrade to your team, I think you should do those cards above the base icon SBC, because the likelihood is with the base icon SBC you're going to get a terrible icon that's not going to fit into your team over what you already have. So by doing Goretzka or Rashford or David Luiz or the future moments cards or the future flashback SBC, you are guaranteeing yourself a card that you know is an upgrade to your squad, and you're getting tradable packs in return, which has a bonus. If, however, like me on the road to glory, Rashford would be a guy who I'd play with for 5 or 8 games and then he'd go on my bench and then eventually into my reserves and eventually never feature. Goretzka would just never get into my squad. David Luiz we already did, and he's in my starting lineup, hence the reason why I did him. The next flashback I'll probably do as well, because I just really enjoy the flashback cards. But for me, the Player of the Month cards, I was going to do them, but I don't think I'm going to now, because the icon has far more long-term value for me. And the reason being is because the icon, even if I get an unusable one, like I did with when we picked up Van der Sar, I now have Van der Sar, Rio Ferdinand, due to David Luiz being in my team, and Nakata available for Prime Icon Moments SBCs when they're released. And so if I can do another icon, if I hit a Ronaldo or a Cruyff or a Eusebio or a Vieira, amazing. They're going to go into my team. In fact, Vieira probably wouldn't, because I have Ballack and Timothy Akante, but they're going to go into my team and I'm going to use them, and that's going to be great. If, however, I hit any one of the other icons, I'm going to put them into my team toward a better prime icon moment and get probably a 100k pack or 125k pack in return for them at no other cost than grinding through the 81 to 86s. So that's one thing to consider and one upgrade path to take into consideration. The other upgrade path that you've got is using the League 81 pluses to fulfill your club. And as you're seeing from what I'm doing here, I've been extremely lucky with the Premier League upgrades where I packed Lloris, as you just saw. I packed Lewandowski tradable, although that was out of a League SBC, and that ended up making me profit for that League SBC. I packed Pickford here, another 83, and in the next pack, probably my best pack from the Premier League 81 pluses, but not my final walkout, that's for sure. And obviously in yesterday's video, we already got the upgraded Fernandinho in one of these. We got the upgraded Alisson in one of these. We got another walkout in one of these, but I literally packed Lloris, then Pickford, and in a trio of goalkeepers coming up huge for me, we packed another untradeable David De Gea. So we got we had the ability to complete, I think we're completing David Luiz today. We had the ability to complete David Luiz for like next to nothing, you know, like in terms of the amount of coins that I spent to get the 91 and the 88, what I needed for the rest of that team, I already had some 84s untradeable from doing upgrade packs and stuff. It was super cheap. So there was a time where doing the 81 plus Premier League packs was a really viable way to make a lot of coins worth of players for a little amount of money. However, because I was so successful with it, and because the word got around of how popular this is and how impactful it can be, it actually went to a point where the Premier League SBC went from around 8,000 to 9,000 coins per two-player pack to around 13,000 to 14,000 coins per two-player pack, and that is just not good enough value, because if you hit 281s, you're gonna get if you hit 281s, you're going to have lost around 10 to 12,000 coins. Even if you hit 184, you're going to have pretty much just about broke even on the pack, and then you have to hit an 85 or higher to make profit off of that pack. And even then, the difference between you just purchasing an 85 versus you packing that 85 is about 5,000 coins. So when it was down at 8 to 9k, any 84 or higher would make your pack at the very worst break even, and any 85 plus would give you great value. And obviously me hitting those 287s and 86 and 91 and 88, even better. We hit that Champions League Vertonghen, which I think we see in a second here. Like I made some just great coins off of this. Now that it's a bit expensive, I tried my hand with the Bundesliga ones. And the Bundesliga ones you can actually do for about 7,000 to 7,500 coins. The gold you can get for 650 to 700. You need 11 of them, so 7,700 coins is a max you should be playing for the Bundesliga one. But they have far less 84 pluses, far less 85 pluses, far less walkouts. And so the likelihood of you actually hitting a big card there is really slim. So even though it's way cheaper, almost half the price, you got way less than half the chance of packing something big. So I think for the time being, in terms of where best to put your coins, the 81s to 86s is probably quite valuable right now. And then when the La Liga upgrades come out, and the Serie A upgrades come out, and the French League upgrades come out, then it's time to go hard. Especially for the French League, as we do hit that oh no, wait, that's a ones to watch Batshuayi that we got there. The French League is so great because although it doesn't have like a super amount of insanely high rated players, I know it has Buffon, Thiago Silva, Neymar and Mbappe, it has a lot of 84s, 85s and 86s that come out really often. So you'd probably be able to get a whole bunch of players, 84s, 85s for super cheap to be able to complete segments of the Icon SBC, where only needing to purchase perhaps one or two players along the way to do it. So that's the next option. But based on what EA do or don't do, and how fortunate those packs are going to be, the base Icon SBC isn't there for an extremely high amount of time, but the League SBCs are. They're there for a long time past the base Icon SBC. So you can still continue to use these for getting upgraded players when the base Icon SBC has run out. However, when the base Icon SBC runs out, the 84s, 85s and 86s are going to come back down dramatically in price, because they're only so expensive now because of the number of SBCs that are available, and the fact that the base Icon SBC is repeatable. People want to continually do it, which means there's almost no supply of 84s, 85s, 86s to the market, and lots of demand for them. When that changes, all of a sudden, again, these packs are not really going to be worth it very much. just because of how the way they are. And if you actually compare these packs to the packs that we had during Team of the Year, they're actually terrible value for money in some regards, because what a pack that is, by the way, because in Team of the Year, you could get a 25k Premier League pack and it didn't cost very much. You know, what did you need? Was it a 7-4 split or a 6-5 split of commons and rares? Or even if it was 11 rares, which it may well have been, it was 11 rares of any rares, not Premier League specific, which got the price always under 10,000 coins, and you got 12 players back and 3 shinies. Okay, you didn't have the guaranteed 81 plus rating, so you could potentially get a lot of terrible cards in there, but you got far more players. So in that essence, again, these aren't great value for money. I don't think they're necessarily worth hoarding or saving for future promos or anything like that. And I think they are not a way to make good coins, and they're only a way to mitigate losses on SBCs. And what I would say is, do not do these unless you want the card. And that's why I say I think it's important to want that Rashford or want that Goretzka or want that flashback. Because if you're doing it just because you see content creators doing it, or you saw someone on Twitter, one of your friends being like, damn dude, I did like 5 of those Premier League ones and I got Hazard, you're not going to get that Hazard. So don't do the packs for that. Do them if you were going to do an SBC anyway, then do them, because it will give you good good value in return. So that's kind of like the icon crafting method right now. I think it will get a bit easier, but one of the biggest issues you're going to have, which is what I'm finding right now with my club, is that you're going to be left with tens, maybe even hundreds of rare gold cards that are untradeable and useless, because there's not an SBC for us available right now where we can put any shiny gold into to get a pack or an upgrade pack or something. And that's bad, because what's going to end up happening is you're going to end up with a whole bunch of duplicate untradables of low-end players that don't go into League SBCs, don't go into upgrade SBCs, and don't go into SBCs in general. So you're going to be forced to discard them, because you're not going to use the trade pile glitch to save, like a 79 rated Salvio. You're just not. So my pack luck here, by the way, was absolutely mental throughout this video. Starting with Lewandowski, going through to get into Gea, Lloris, Lacazette upgraded card, UCL, Vertonghen. We then built 4 81 plus packs, or 81 to 86 packs, should I say. We got 85 Khedira, we got 84 Sule, we got 85 Riyad Mahrez coming in the next pack. And all in all, I managed to get some incredible value out of these packs to do the SBCs, which for me was obviously just absolutely bonkers. It was phenomenal. I was so happy. And that was out of the first 3, and the 4th one I think had nothing. Now again, most people aren't going to have luck like this. This was absurd. And the fact that I got Mahrez and Khedira specifically, as well as Sule, I packed somewhere in the region of like 60,000 coins worth of players right there, which means I could do quite comfortably another 35 or 40 of those 81 to 86 rated packs and still not have spent as many coins as what I would have done if I had have just bought those players. And then if I get something good out of those packs, I'm just continuously putting myself in, a better fiscal position, really. But here you can see, guys, we do the Chelsea segment of the team. Most of it is untradeable. Even the ones that are tradable, first owner or purchase for 1,000 coins or less. So this one cost me, the price of the SBCs that I did and the price of a few players, and then the Salvio there that we got from the Liga NOS SBC. I actually did that SBC for a profit because of packing Lewandowski. And I also packed a few other good things that I just didn't put in the video because it would have just been too many, I don't want to show you guys me hitting a player worth like 4k. Nobody cares about that, but it's still pretty good profit. But yeah, Lewandowski was obviously the big one. And then we completed Flashback David Luiz. And what I ended up doing, I worked it out to the point where I started the day, before I even started doing the Liga NOS SBC, I'd started the day with just under 3.2 million coins. By the time I had completed the Prime Icon SBC that we opened yesterday and this Flashback David Luiz, I had finished with just under 3.2 million coins, and I had put in my club far more items than I had before. So the way I managed to do that, obviously, is getting the packs from the Liga NOS SBC, the packs from the David Luiz SBC, and all of the players that I got from all of the other upgrade SBCs that I paid for to do, that I didn't end up using. And I did, I think, around 15 Premier League packs at about 10k a pop. So 150k worth of Premier League packs and a few 81 to 86 packs, maybe like 10 or 15, which would have come in at a cost of about 20,000 coins. So for less than 200,000 coins total spend, I got David Luiz, Salvio SBC, although we used him, David Luiz flashback, and an icon. And then out of the David Luiz SBC, we packed Otamendi walkout, which gave us another 30,000 coins back. Which, if you look at my coin balance now, that's kind of what put me back up to almost 3.2 million coins. Because he sold for like 30k, Rabiot sold for like 4k, I think, and it got me back, like right back up there to the point where what I started with and what I ended with, if we take out of consideration opportunity costs and such, what I actually started with versus what I ended with was almost identical amount of coins, flashback David Luiz, baby icon, and a whole bunch of items put into my club. And that is it. It was just a massive win for me throughout this episode, throughout that day. My grind really paid off. And it came down to pack luck, because somebody else will open the exact same number of packs as me and get 1/5 of the amount of good items that I got. But on the flip side, somebody will open the exact same amount of packs as me and get 2 times the amount of good items that I got. You know, it genuinely just comes down to pack luck. And that's why it's always a risk with the upgrade method. The icon crafting is always, you know, it's favorable if you're lucky and it's unfavorable if you're not. But that's where we're at with it. Now, I did have a whole bunch of comments for this video, but we're near the end of the video now. This isn't the end of the gameplay. I don't even know where we got to at the end of this gameplay. I am just playing to 14 wins again, and that is something that I wanted to talk about this video, but I guess we're not going to be able to talk about this today. But El Alers did say, just wondering who actually has played all 30 games this weekend. I haven't, not putting myself through it. It's almost like torture, lol. And I think the issue isn't the fact that the gameplay is torture, because the gameplay isn't the worst. You know, one of the other comments I wanted to address was somebody saying, and this was a top comment with over 300 thumbs up, anyone else think that FIFA content-wise is the best, yet the gameplay-wise is the worst? It's not the worst. Go back and play FIFA 13 or FIFA 14 or FIFA 15. These are games that I remember fondly, but they also had their issues and their overpowered mechanics and things that were broken, and the collision engine that used to shoot your player 50 yards at the speed of light up the field just for a small touch on, you know, in game. Like, if the reason why people feel like FIFA 17 onwards is the worst gameplay, somewhat due to the Frostbite engine, which probably has some merit behind it, but it's because since FIFA 17 we've now had a competitive challenging mode which exposes these flaws even more than ever. If you took FIFA 13 gameplay and put it in FUT Champs, I guarantee you this game is considerably better. Just go back and play that game. Just play against your friends for 3 or 4 games, and you will really realise just how bad those games were compared to what we have now. So I'm not saying that the gameplay is good or anything like that either. Like, there are massive issues with this game still. But yeah, I don't think the gameplay is necessarily bad. But I think the problem is that the rewards aren't worth the amount of time you need to put into the game to get them. It's just the reward versus time ratio is just not favourable for playing all of the games. But this, guys, is going to signal the end of the video. So we got some pretty good wins in there. You know, we've got a decent enough record. We're doing okay. This is going to be the end of the video. I thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.